Hey everybody, my name is Laura. I am the teen librarian here at the Franklin Public Library, and today I am going to show you how to make a felt succulent. So this is a cute, easy project, and once you know how to make one, you can make all kinds of fun succulents out of felt, and you could make like bigger configurations, and just all kinds of stuff. You could make a garland, anything you'd like. So I'm going to start by talking about our supplies. So if you picked up one of our kits, you will have received a little pot, one piece of felt. This is the pattern for the leaves. And then things you will need from home. You will need a good pair of scissors. I recommend using fabric scissors if you can. Those would be the number one choice. Otherwise, just the sharpest pair of scissors you can find. You will need some scrap paper or newspaper or cotton balls, just something that you're going to stuff. Once we're all done, you're going to stuff your little pot with. And then glue. So your first choice would be hot glue. If you can use hot glue, I would recommend that. If you don't have access to hot glue, I would try to find maybe like a super glue, something like that. Third choice would be just regular Elmer's glue, but that is going to not hold quite as well, and you may need to hold it for longer to get it to stick. Okay, so step one, you want to take your pattern and you want to cut out your leaves. There's a couple ways you can do this. If you want to, you could cut out each leaf separately and then trace it onto your fabric and then cut it out. Or this is kind of a little trick. If you have pins, like fabric pins, or even paper clips, this is the way I did it, and it works pretty well. So if you paper clip on, let's just save some time. If you paper clip on your pattern onto your fabric carefully and try to make sure it's nice and flat, then you can get away with cutting this out without tracing and cutting and all that stuff. So I will just show you. Okay, there we go. So this is one thing you could do. I just attached the pattern onto the fabric, and then if you carefully just keep it as flat as possible and cut it out that way, that would be one way to do it. Another way, like I said, would be to cut out each individual shape, trace it, and then cut it out. So for the sake of time, I actually already cut these out. So these are our pieces. We have some big leaves, we have the middle leaves, we have the teeny tiny leaves, and then we have this cool looking piece right here. And then to get started, I'm going to take my handy dandy glue gun here, make sure our glue is working. Yep, that looks good. Okay, so it says add a line of glue to the base of the curved piece and roll it up onto itself to create the center cluster of your succulent. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So I'm going to put just a thin line of hot glue. There we go. I want to get enough to make sure it sticks, but not so much that it is gloopy and gloppy. And then you just want to take it and just roll it up so you're kind of rolling so it gets the glue. There we go. Okay, and let it dry. If you're using a hot glue gun, it should dry pretty quickly. And there is the middle piece, if you can see that, of our succulent. Pretty cool. So that is step one. And then you are going to take your 3 tiny, tiny leaves that you cut out, and you're going to space them around the cluster. So for each one, take a dollop of glue. You want to move pretty quickly when you're using hot glue just so it doesn't dry. There we go. So I put that one on, as you can see. And then we'll do the same thing with the other two. Ouch. Gotta be careful with hot glue. It is hot. There we go, another little dollop there. And I will just space that around about another third of the way. Just want to get it so there's 3 around here. And we'll do the third one. There we go. And there it is. Okay, so that is already sort of looking like a succulent. I will show you here. There you can see it. So that is the inner part. And then we are going to take our medium leaves. So you are going to position them in between, kind of, so it's kind of sticking out in between the tiny leaves that you just did. And then we will do that a second time. So I'll probably do this in fast forward just for the sake of time. Okay, so there are our first 3 medium leaves. And now that is looking like that. If you can see that it's coming together like that. And then we'll just do the same exact thing with the other 3 medium leaves in between like that. So we'll do that in fast forward as well. Alrighty, so there we have done all 6 of our medium leaves, and it's looking like that. Now we're going to do the same exact thing with our 6 larger leaves. So we'll do 1 round first. Okay, so there is 3 of our big leaves, looking more and more like a succulent. And now we're going to just do the last 3 the same. You just want to kind of position it so that they are coming out in different areas. Okay, all right, so that is our finished product here. This is our succulent flower. That is how mine turned out. It looks pretty cool. And again, you can kind of experiment with different colors of felt. You can experiment with the placement. Okay, so now we are going to take our little flower pot here. I think I'll start with 1 piece of paper, see how this goes. Stick it in there like that. I think I'll use another piece of paper. Since there's no dirt, we need to set the flower on top of something. So that looks pretty good. So we've got that almost all the way up to the top. And then what we're going to do is take your flower. You're going to put a good amount, generous amount of hot glue right on the center here. Go, enough to let it stick, and then you can position it where you would like it. press it down. And that is it. And there we have it. That is our adorable little succulent plant. So you can keep that on your desk, bring it to school, and it'll never die because it is felt. All right, I hope you enjoyed learning how to make these. Like I said, you could make a whole bunch of these. You could do lots of cool stuff. So this could just be the beginning of a much larger craft. Who knows? So thank you for watching, and we will see you next time for more crafts.